Hi, my name is Maureen and Today FM rocks in Mombasa.
Mula, my name is Mark. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Makassi.
Hey, Bula from Rocky Rocky. I'm Mentor. I love listening to Today FM because they're playing my hits. Today FM rocks.
My name is Enrico. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks in Suba.
Hi, I'm Masarika and I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm Siva. I'm from Bat. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news this morning, no corporal punishment, says Prime Minister. Work on Fiji's first ever elderly daycare center begins. And bar students learn disaster preparedness.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Edwin Nunn.
An alleged case of police brutality is now being investigated by the Internal Affairs Unit of the Fiji Police Force. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Ngilio has confirmed he will personally oversee the investigation where its alleged officers have seriously harmed a suspect brought in for questioning at the Navua police station earlier this week. The victim is claiming he was arrested from his home in Navua and during the questioning process, police officers allegedly poured hot water on him, causing burns. Brigadier General Ngilio says if the alleged act is found to be true, it is unacceptable and deplorable, adding that he sent a warning to senior officers on the front line that there is no place for corrupt and irresponsible officers. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has reiterated his government will not condone any form of corporal punishment in schools. He made the statement while opening the Tailevu Provincial Council meeting in Verata yesterday. Josiah Nanunga has more.
The reminder comes from the Prime Minister as recently some disciplinary cases involving students came to light.
My government will not tolerate any form of corporal punishment in schools. I strongly believe the onus is now on you parents and guardians. Teachers are not supposed to discipline students in schools.
Bainimarama stressed everything starts from home.
Parents and guardians, please take the lead role to instill moral values to your children and disciplining them at home. These issues can only be addressed if we work together at community and national level.
Tailevu Provincial Council meeting chair Rusiati Tunrabu alluded to the Prime Minister's sentiments.
That's the back to basic of how we are. In order for us to be very successful in all the social structures that we have, I fully support what the Prime Minister stated, that everything starts at home.
Meanwhile, today the Prime Minister also launched the Tailevu Provincial Council's revamped website that aims to boost its service delivery. Meanwhile, topical socio-economic and environmental issues will be the topic of discussion in today's provincial meeting. Jose Nanunga, FBC News.
A new policy is in the works to synergize all facets of housing, from government initiatives to private sales and rental. Speaking at a panel discussion on housing and rental issues, Housing Minister Pramila Kumar says a holistic approach is needed because of the ever-changing landscape. There are talks with the International Finance Corporation for multi-story apartment buildings in densely populated areas, all part of a bigger scheme. Squatter settlements will also see a new approach with a housing advisor from the New Zealand government helping devise solutions.
We've got a Housing Act that guides Housing Authority of Fiji, but not the housing sector. So there is a need to develop the right policies and to drive the housing sector in the right direction.
The plight of university students renting privately also came to light at the panel discussion. University of the South Pacific Student Association President Lepani Nangarase says rental prices around the Lodala campus in Suva are pretty high and the flats are usually run down. Nangarase says many students walk door to door in the greater Suva area looking for affordable flats.
Local students are finding it difficult to cope with rental payments because the standard of the homes are not worth the value. A two-bedroom house can be shared by 4 to 6 students. As desperate measures arise, the cost of living and rent is too much for a student to handle, while landlords are taking an advantage of this situation.
The cyclone season is underway and everyone should be prepared. The Mba Muslim primary school students have demonstrated what they will do to remain safe if disaster strikes. Felipe Naikaso has more.
These are the steps Mba Muslim Primary School will take to ensure the safety of the students and teachers in the event of a natural disaster.
It was about to see if the children are aware of the drills and they know what to do. And it was also how to see how the prefects can control the classes. So it was about to know that if the children are aware of which drill is for which disaster.
The drills and training are also aimed at developing knowledge needed to strengthen a culture of safety and resilience in school communities.
I'm also proud to say that we are now working with children, teachers and school committees for more than 134 primary and secondary schools in Ra, Batabu Education District on a school-based disaster risk reduction and resilient building training. That training is happening today, and there are other centers around the district conducting the same training.
You need to be ready for emergencies. You need to be ready to know what to do. I think the drill that we saw a couple of minutes ago encapsulates very well what the CRC is all about and what you're doing.
UNICEF has been at the forefront of supporting the Ministry of Education on how schools and communities can prepare for future natural disasters. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Work on Fiji's first daycare center for the elderly has begun as part of the new Lambasa Golden Age home. The upgraded plans were revealed by Minister for Women Mereseni Vuniwanga as the government prepares for an aging population in the next 2 to 3 decades. Eleanor Turangaivu reports.
It will be the first of its kind facility in an aged care home, in which families who wish to leave their elderlies in the care of professionals for the day can do so.
There are certain families who wish to look after their loved ones in their own homes, but sometimes they need respite care for the day, where maybe families where children are going to work and there's a sickly parent at home. They may need somebody to take care of the elderly loved one for the day.
The Elderly Daycare Center is one of the many additional features for the new home, which will be almost 3 times in size from the existing complex and will have larger and disability-friendly facilities.
The new complex is designed to have 20 male and 20 female residents and is approximately 1,680 square meters in floor area. The project will cost around $4.7 million for government.
The current complex hosts 14 male and 10 female residents and is situated on aging building infrastructure. Construction of the new complex is expected to be completed by July 2021. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
More job opportunities and economic growth will be created as a major commercial development is being undertaken at Pacific Harbour in Navua along the Queen's Highway. Mobil Oil Fiji is collaborating with the Grace Road Group on the project, which is expected to finish by next month. Mobil Oil Fiji's Chief Executive Andi Tamara says the new complex will be more than just a service station.
We are excited because on that part there isn't really much service stations, right? And on top of that, we also are going to provide a convenience store as well, so there's an option for the people is passing by as well as the local community to have the gasoline filled as well as convenience stores.
The role of health professionals in the fight against communicable diseases, including measles, is of great importance. This was highlighted by the Minister for Health, Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete, while addressing nurse practitioners at a capacity building symposium in Pacific Harbour. Dr. Wangai-Nambete highlights that communicable diseases should be given equal attention to non-communicable diseases that remain a concern in Fiji and the Pacific. He also stressed that health professionals will work to prevent history from repeating itself, where in the year 1875, 40,000 Fijians lost their lives to measles.
To the heads, when I came, I said, I want equal opportunities and equal gravity put towards communicable diseases. And they were very surprised because they knew I was a surgeon. And the surgeon's majority of our work is in non-communicable diseases. And I said, no, we must have an equal importance in communicable disease.
Uncontrolled fires continue to be one of the prime causes of damage to the Energy Fiji Limited infrastructure and continues to be a challenge. Apart from being dangerous and life-threatening, fires cause unwanted power interruptions to EFL customers. Chief Executive Hasmukh Patel says it's becoming expensive to replace burnt power poles. Patel adds it's also dangerous to throw lit cigarettes around exposed areas where power lines are located.
These wooden power poles, because a H structure got burned. Firstly, we had to actually construct the road to access that power. And then, the weather conditions were not in our side. And therefore, it was that the crane truck was getting bogged down, and that's why it took a long time, to actually transport the new poles and all that. The reason it happened was because someone actually lit a fire in the vicinity of our power poles, wooden power poles, and the power poles caught fire, and this is what happened.
Coming up, Tikoi Rotuma ready to run out again for Fiji. And parathletes impress at World Championship.
Ahoy tabua, aku do talitay na warong na Bula FM, nambando na seri.
Bula, ang gono ilutoka do talita ka ng Bula FM berarti nambando na seri.
Ni Bula binaka, nandragin ko sa Bula FM nga, nakasi.
Nalang ko sa mundo achieve ng Bula FM nambando na seri nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka, nalang ko Jerry, yang melambasa, untuk warong ng Bula FM, nambando.
Bula FM, nambando na seri.
Welcome back. The Flying Fijians test against the Barbarians this weekend will mark the return of Asaili Tikoi Rotuma. The 33-year-old who debuted in 2013 and last played for Fiji against Canada in 2017 says about 85% of the team is made up of local players who are used to playing in front of 1,000 or 2,000 fans.
There'll be a big crowd there. It'll be different to what we have in Lautoka, Suva and Naranga. But yeah, just warning the boys, it's going to be a big occasion, so they have to rise up to the occasion. And they don't have to change the way they play.
The Fiji Primary Schools Athletics Association is reminding parents and teachers to get athletes immunized for measles before the Child Games today. Association Secretary Patrick Bauer believes there will be a high risk, especially at such events where a high number of people will gather. Bauer is urging team managers and parents to be proactive and get their children immunized. The 2019 Child Games begins today with the final sets to take place tomorrow at the ANZ Stadium in Suva.
We've already sent out the message. We don't wait until they all come here. We've already sent out the message to the managers, so the managers' responsibility is to disseminate that information to their officials, to the teams and to the parents.
The two national para-athletes who competed at the 2019 Dubai Para Championships have impressed coach Albert Miller. Miller says Iosefa Rakesa and Inosi Matea competed against some of the world's best. He adds he will now try to get professional coaching for Matea in Australia.
Working with the Australian Paralympic Committee to see if we can link him up with a coach in Australia. With Sefo, the first day, as like he knows, it's his first big outing in the shot put, which is a stronger event. He managed to throw 9.82 meters, about a meter away from his personal best.
The Fiji Primary Schools Netball Association is working with the Education Ministry and the Fiji Sports Commission to have 4 teams from Fiji travel to Australia. Association President Timaima Nailolo says they plan to take part in a competition at the Gold Coast in Australia next year. Nailolo adds they are hopeful the trip will eventuate.
We are still awaiting the approval from the Ministry of Education, but we have everything set to deliver to the CEO, whom we will be meeting in the holidays on the 2nd of December.
Nailolo says players were selected based on performance during the Central and Eastern Zone Primary Schools netball competition. Mostly fine conditions this morning with afternoon showers expected in Suva. And that's your FBC Morning News. Remember to join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For these stories and others, you can also tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. That's it from me for now. Have a good morning.
My name is Neha and I'm from Karavi, and Mirchi FM, it's hot.
हम आंचल है नसोरी से मिर्ची एफएम बहुत जुलूम.
Hi, हम शारा प्रकाश बात करता है अक्तावा में मिर्ची एफएम सबकन से and मिर्ची एफएम it's hot.
Hi, my name is Prashant. I live in Suva. I love Mirchi FM because Mirchi FM it's hot.
Hi, I'm Shane. I love listening Mirchi FM because it's awesome and it's hot.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Shavi. We love listening to Mirchi FM in Lambasa.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.